Former President Bill Clinton is in New York today testifying before lawmakers in a closed-door deposition.
Finally, Bill Clinton testified in a closed-door deposition, but what he said after will shock you. Let's dive in. Breaking news. So finally, Bill Clinton is speaking after testifying in the Epstein probe, saying he knew nothing and did nothing wrong. But his statement isn't ending the conversation. In fact, it may be starting a new one.
Former President Bill Clinton is in New York today testifying before lawmakers in a closed-door deposition. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton testified just yesterday. Now, this is all related to the House Oversight Committee's investigation into late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, our deposition of former President Clinton has concluded. I want to thank everyone for braving the cold and staying out here. I know it's been a very long day. We believe this was a very productive deposition. I will have to say that President Clinton answered every question, or attempted to answer every question.
Well, it's good to know that former president answered all the questions and attempted to answer all the questions. But the question is, how did he come across in answering those questions?
Can't say anything about the questions and answers today or yesterday, but I will comment that I believe you'll see some inconsistencies in some of the responses. I brought that to the forefront this afternoon. Thank you.
Inconsistencies and some inconsistencies, that doesn't sound too right. But how does the former president defend himself? Well, former President Bill Clinton has spoken publicly after testifying before Congress in the Epstein investigation. In a video statement released afterwards, Clinton insisted he knew nothing about Jeffrey Epstein's crimes and says he did nothing wrong. But while his message focuses on denial and sympathy for the victims, some of his words are now raising new questions, not just about what happened then, but about what was known, who knew it, and when. So what exactly did Clinton say, and does it settle the issue or reopened the debate?
He's testifying in front of the House Oversight Committee. I did it for two reasons. First, I love my country, including our Constitution. And America was built on the idea that no person is above the law, even presidents, especially presidents, and that we should all live under the same set of rules. This kind of democracy requires every person to play their part. And I hope that by being there today, we can bring ourselves just a little further away from the brink and back to being a country where we can disagree civilly and we can search for truth and justice, and that it outweighs the partisan urge to score points and create spectacle.
I totally agree with former President Bill Clinton that nobody is above the law, including himself. And you can see where he's heading with this one. Party political scoring appears to be the order of the day, and he's pointing finger at his political opponents.
The second reason I was there is that the girls and women whose lives Jeffrey Epstein destroyed deserve not just justice, but healing. They've been waiting too long for both. Though my brief acquaintance with Epstein ended years before his crimes came to light, and though I never witnessed during our limited interactions any indication with what was truly going on, I offered the little I do know in the hopes that it would help prevent anything like this from ever happening again.
I totally agree with Mr. Clinton that the focus should be on the victims and for them to get justice. But to say that you have a brief encounter and limited interaction with Jeffrey Epstein, many people will definitely disagree with you. And according to Politico, there are images appears to suggest that a girl is sitting on your lap, and this appears to be at the Jeffrey Epstein residence. Now, no one knows the age of the girl, so we're not going to speculate and we're not going to go there. But to be swimming in the swimming pool it appears, at the Jeffrey Epstein's residence, and to be seen on many occasions, and what has been reported of flights to Jeffrey Epstein's island, many people will argue, and they have argued, that this does not appear to be a brief and limited encounter.
Republicans made Hillary testify yesterday, and she had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. Nothing. She has no memory of ever even meeting him. She neither traveled with him nor visited any of his properties. So whether 10 people or 10,000 people were subpoenaed, including her, was simply not right.
Come on, people, do the right thing by liking up this video and subscribe to the channel so we can grow. And remember to hit all when you subscribe so you'll be the first to get any breaking news. It is always admirable for a man to be defending his wife, and if the facts support that, then it makes his argument even stronger. And Bill Clinton came out swinging that his wife had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein whatsoever. However, he's about to tell us what he told the Republican chair at the deposition committee. Watch this.
First, I had no idea of the crimes Epstein was committed. No matter how many photos they show of me, I have two things that at the end of the day matter far more than any interpretation of 20-year-old photos. I know what I saw, and more importantly, what I didn't see. And I know what I did, and more importantly, what I didn't do. I saw nothing and I did nothing wrong.
A very good, Mr. Clinton. I was on the edge of my seat. You've built it up so nicely. I thought you're going to drop the bombshell, and here I am stretching my neck out to hear what you're about to say. I like the pause and I like the delivery. And then guess what? You saw nothing and you did nothing wrong. But if you did see something, you would have reported it as you're about to say. And you believe that Jeffrey Epstein was very clever and cunning in covering his tracks. Now, what else are you about to reveal? Watch this.
As someone who grew up in a home with domestic violence, not only would I not have flown on his plane if I had any inkling of what he was doing, I would have turned him in myself and led the call for justice for his crimes, not the sweetheart deal that he got. But even with 20/20 hindsight, I saw nothing that ever gave me real pause. We're only here today because Epstein hid it from everyone so well for so long. And by the time it came to light with his 2008 guilty plea, I had long stopped associating with it. When the video of my testimony today is released, I hope it will motivate everyone to go in front of Congress to say what they know. I hope it will motivate the Justice Department to finally release all the files and to ensure that this never happens again. The survivors deserve that.
Definitely the survivors deserve justice. I totally agree with that. But nothing to see. No smoking gun. Nothing that I've seen. Nothing done wrong from my part. And guess what? We just hope that the victims get justice. Now, it's over to you. Write your comments and explain what you think of this. Did you expect any explosive revelation? Or did you just expect that this was going to be what he would say? And did you also believe his count of events? He knew nothing and saw nothing despite the many encounters? Do you think he's telling the truth? Or do you think this is an innocent man get caught up into a web of Epstein's cunning and ruthless abuse? So I'd like to thank you very much for your time, and I shall see you on the other topic.